Welcome back to Wolves Midweek. I'm Associate Athletic Director Zach Flackus. Joining me today is our head volleyball coach, Brent Aldridge. How are we doing today, Coach?
Doing good.
Hey, Halloween's coming up. Now, do you have the kids? You have 3 children, Maisie, Maddie, and Braden. Do you have their costumes all planned?
They've had them for months, actually. So I don't know what they are. I've been gone too much, but I know that they have them. They wear them around the house all the time. I just got to pay more attention.
They could probably go as a volleyball coach's wife, and a volleyball coach's 2-year-old.
I wouldn't wish that on anyone.
Okay, we'll work on that. Let's talk some volleyball today. Coming off a couple of huge wins for your volleyball program. We'll get to the record in a minute here and some of your past opponents, but when you started off the year this year, did you get a little different vibe, a little different sense of feeling about the maturity of your program and how successful you're going to be this year?
It's year by year, to be honest, but Sammy Nygaard's developed into a nice leader, and all those sophomores are now, our freshmen are now sophomores, and Macy Finizio is doing a great job for us, and so we're just who we are. It's a weird statement, but that's who we are. We just kind of go in the gym, do our work, and go home.
Well, it's kind of evident this last week in the NSIC. You had 2 of your athletes that were conference players of the week in Kelsey Chambers and Drew Smith. They're both sophomores. They both played a lot for you last year as freshmen. That maturity level, I mean, are they to that leadership point? Even though they're only sophomores, are those really 2 of the leaders on your team?
I think they both kind of lead by example. Kelsey's leading us in kills and doing a great job, and I think Drew she takes a second ball. She's our setter, and so I want her to be different because she has to process a lot of information, and I want her to just be good at what she does, and I don't need her to cheerlead. Chambers does enough of that. So
Chambers is a very good cheerleader. She's extremely loud, nice left-handed hitter. Is that another asset for you, having that good left-handed arm in there?
Sure, yeah. I mean, I call her, and this is a good thing, I call her Freak Nasty because she just competes at such a high level emotionally and physically that as does the rest of our team. It's kind of fun to have these guys in practice as well, and it's no different really in practice than it is in a game.
Well, and as you look at your team, you've got a lot of young athletes. You mentioned some of your upperclassmen. I don't think you're going to be sneaking up on anybody in our conference anymore. You guys, the latest rankings came out. You guys were ranked in the top 25. Your program is currently sitting at 15-3 on the year. A little bit different mentality in the practice. I mean, everybody knows you guys got a pretty good volleyball team right now.
I talked to the kids yesterday. I'm like, look, we got humbled last time we played Moorhead. And don't get full of yourselves. Be humble and hungry at the same time, and I think for the most part our kids are. It's hard because they want to be great, and so in our gym we have that same standard, and so if we don't hit kind of our standards hitting and passing, I think now our kids kind of understand that that's what we have to do on the weekend and even on Tuesday night tonight. So.
Well, and our conference, everybody knows this is extremely tough in volleyball. I mean, we've got the #1 team in the nation, #2 team in the nation. You're sitting at 15-3 in an extremely tough conference. You just beat the #2 team in the nation. What does that do for the conference, your team? I know you want them to be humble, but there's got to be something said about beating the #2 team in the nation on their home floor.
I think we just got to go be who we are. It's a retort. I just keep saying it, but I don't want us. When we play, whoever we play, they deserve our best shot. Moorhead deserves our best shot, and Duluth deserves everyone we play. And so we can only go in and be who we are. Anytime we start trying to be, I don't know, someone that we're not every day in our gym, that's when we fall over. In getting full of yourself and doing all that. But our kids, I think, hopefully have learned a valuable lesson about that, and we'll come out tonight and this weekend, since we're at home, and just do every day what we do in our gym. And I ask them, hey, all I want you to do is throw it out there. Look at each other, throw it out there for each other, and if you do that, I can't ask any more of you. So.
Well, and it's a little bit of an oddity because this week you're going to have 3 games. You're going to have a midweek game. You come off the big weekend where you beat St. Cloud State and #2 in the country, Duluth. You come back right away, and on Tuesday night, we're playing Moorhead, who was your first loss on the year, and then you're going to come back and play Winona and Upper Iowa this weekend. So you got 3 games in a matter of about 4 days, and actually you're going to have 5 games in a week. How's that, wear on your team? That's a lot of volleyball to be played.
We try to keep practice a little shorter on Mondays. We traveled to Duluth 7 hours away, and although the trip went rather smoothly on the way back, I'm concerned about rest a little bit. We didn't lift on Monday, and just you worry about fatigue and breakdown, and so we try to take care of our kids because we want to be playing deep into November and December, and the only way you do that is if you're healthy. So.
And I know as a coach, you're focused one game at a time. Conference tournament is not that far away. Regional rankings are coming out, different things like that. How do you keep the kids, like you said, you got to keep them humble, focus on that one game at a time, but boy, there's some big things coming down the road for your volleyball program.
All we can do is worry about tonight, and that's all I worry about. Someone asked me about Concordia. I haven't even looked at Concordia. We don't play for another 2 weeks, so there's no reason for me. There's some really good teams. This is the #1 volleyball conference in the nation, bar none. I mean, Concordia's won 6 in a row, has a good enough team to win 7 in a row. Moorhead had Augie beat us, and has some really good wins and some really good players. Tammy does a great job with her program, and so I think when you just take it one match at a time, 1 point at a time, and focus on us being great, we can't do anything about what they're doing on their side of the net, so that's how we look at it.
You know, getting away from actually on the court right now, probably a huge recruiting time for you. Actually, with the way your team's playing, having a lot of young athletes, probably really impacts the way you're recruiting. Are you starting to get more of these premier volleyball kids that are looking at you now saying, hey, Northern has got some real things to offer, not only in their volleyball program, but in the school? Have you broken down that recruiting barrier of, you know, in the past they might have thought, you know what, Northern's got an okay volleyball program, but boy, you're getting in the realm of having a really solid program. Is that impacting your recruiting?
I think we already have those kids.
Good.
And they're already currently in my program. Oh, geez. Sorry about that.
If you hear the duck call, it's his cell phone, so he'll turn that off, and we'll just keep going right on in the interview. But you gotta like a coach that's got a duck call for a ringtone.
I fit right in here. But you know, I think we already currently have those kids in our program. I think, yeah, we always look for the next best kid. And the weird thing about me is I tell the kids that are in my program, you better be working hard to getting better because I'm out recruit you. That's our job. Emily Foster, myself, Sonia, Chelsea, our job is to make sure that we recruit better kids than we already have. The problem's going to be we're hitting the wall where you're not going to get better kids than you already have at times. And so we're looking for kids that are the right fit for Northern, good students, understand this is a small community, and know that this is hard work. We're not in the cities, and so we don't get, I don't want to say preferential treatment, but preferential treatment, and it's perfect. We got a chip on our shoulder.
Well, and it seems like, especially looking at some of the young athletes you've got on your team, you found people that really want to be here to focus on volleyball. They're here. I watch how hard they practice, the enthusiasm they bring every day. With my office just out in the hallway, I mean, you can hear your practices are as intense as the games, and that's gone all year long. I mean, is that something you can sustain for a whole year?
We have to. Being good over a long period of time is all I worry about, not being great in short spurts. I think great in short spurts gets you beat in 5 games. And so we just try to be good every day. And there's days when you're not good, and there's days when you are, and we're not going to yell and scream at each other. We're going to just try to be better and hit the standards that we set. And if we don't, well, the next practice or the next game is the next opportunity. So
I love it that you took everything out of Coaching 101 handbook and you've dummied it down for me, so I get it. But great interview, Coach. Check out Wolves Volleyball upcoming. Like tonight, we've got Moorhead State. This weekend, we're going to have Winona and Upper Iowa, or come to the next volleyball game you can get to. With that, I'm going to let you go, Coach. Thank you much.
Go Wolves.
Go Wolves.